I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and this is my video blog. I'm joined by our two-time women's world champion, Paige Pierce, and we're gonna get some putting tips because I assume that's pretty important to win worlds, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Most people, when interviewed and they talk about their skill sets, putting always comes up as something that they really work on because you feel like you can make up strokes on the green. Tell us how you go out and you do your practice routine.
Typically I don't, like if I'm playing a practice round, I won't putt from where I landed because I feel like that, I don't keep score in practice rounds. So I try to move to different spots and putt those, and I never putt from outside of like 40 feet and rarely outside of like 25 feet. I try to work on my up shots to get those closer so you don't have to putt. But obviously putting happens on every hole. So yeah, whenever I practice putt, I just try to get it as flat as I can and just as straight as I can. I don't like to veer left or right. So.
Okay, so we see some of our best putters in the world, even your Nate Dosses and others that maybe have an Anheuser putt when it's coming in. You're more of a straight on. You really wanted to hit the chains as flat as possible coming straight in.
And sometimes it has hyzer or Anheuser, but I try to keep it as flat as possible.
Okay, I feel like the surface area alone, when you're coming in with a putt, for anyone out there, when you're coming in with your putter, and the flatter that it is, it's got chance to grab more chain.
Definitely.
Versus when it's coming at an angle, you have a chance for it to spit right through. So that makes sense. Now, you're more of a straight-on putter. Talk a little bit about what you're thinking and what you're doing when you're lining up your shots.
For me, I'm not aiming at a particular chain length. I know some people say, you know, pick a chain length. For me, I'm just aiming halfway up the pole. And that way, if I miss a little low, I still have the bottom half. If I miss a little high, I still have the top half. And just right at the pole. So same thing, if I miss a little left, there's still a bunch of left chains.
Okay. And now, one thing that they're seeing right now as we're talking about it is your footwork. How do you place your feet, and tell everyone at home what you're thinking when you place your feet in the way that you do?
On a regular putt, I put my left foot. A lot of people will have like a staggered step. Mine's pretty much straight on. I feel like this aligns my shoulders better straight. When I do this, my body's kind of tilted. So I keep it as straight as possible with my toe. Both my toes are facing the basket, and
It seems to work for you. Now, some people talk about simplifying their game and getting rid of any extra movements or whatnot. How critical is your famous twitch at the top? Is that just something that you do, or do you feel like that's just part of your putt and your routine? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I'm just like getting the putt ready to go, and like I have how it feels when it's gonna come out. But I don't know why I go up. I'm not exactly sure.
So it'd be fair to say it's not necessary. It's just something that you happen to do.
Yeah, it's what feels good to me.
Exactly.
And it's a routine, and I've just stuck with it.
Talk a little bit about your footwork when you're throwing a straddle putt, as I know you line up differently.
On a regular putt, you have your left foot back, keeping the balance, and that's where your momentum's coming from when you lean back on your left leg. On a straddle putt, my feet are even and a little bit more than shoulder length apart, and since you don't have that left foot to come back on, you have to go down with both knees, and that's where that momentum's going to come from. And then it feels a little different because it's not this one into that one, so you have to get your timing down and make sure both your knees are coming up at the same time, and then that your release is right after they come up.
Okay. Now, any final tips or pointers for anyone out there that's working on their putting? We know it's very unique and very specific to every single player, but is there one or two tips that you could give everyone out there that you think kind of applies across the board?
Yeah, I think probably the number one thing I would say is don't hyzer putt.
Okay.
Don't Anheuser putt. Anheuser's fine because you're still coming at the basket, but on a hyzer putt, and I'm not talking like your disc is on a hyzer, I'm talking if you put it out here in hopes that it's gonna magically fly left.
Sure.
You know, if you're aiming purposely wide of the basket, you're probably gonna miss.
Okay.
If it does come in left, yeah, that's great, but why not just throw it directly at the chains?
They're there to catch. They're here to be your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't throw it too hard, it's not going to spit through. And like you said earlier, if you have it like this, it's going to cut through the chains, 1 out of 20 times or
Sure,
so.
absolutely.
So just keep the putter flat and aim it right at the pole, I would say.
All right. Well, I would say she knows what she's talking about. She's got some major world titles under her belt, and she's out for blood to get more this year. This is Paige Pierce. I'm Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, and those are your putting pro tips. Paige, would you say it's... Blah.
What if I miss all 15?
That's all right. And Paige, would you say it's fair that your putting helps you out quite a bit on the green?
Yeah, it
That
does.
doesn't make any sense. Am I talking?
Ugh. If I miss one of those, it's going right in my face. Dang, I should start straddle putting.